You can all bring your prayer books.
And if you're joining us from home, we invite you to be spotlighted in this moment for our fourth graders also to have this opportunity to help us with the candle lighting from home too.
Hi, guys.
Hi, come on up. All right, you guys ready to help?
Yeah. Hi, guys. Thank you for being here.
We're going to start with our Hanukkah candles, and then we'll do next our Shabbat candles. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavoteinu, bayamim Yasher Koach. That was beautiful. Thank you. So now if you're in fourth grade, you're going to stay up here. If you are the parent of a fourth grader, and if you're a fourth grader who's just joined us, feel free to come on up now. But if you are the parent of a fourth grader, please, or the family member of a fourth grader who's here with them and wants to be honored with them, please come and join us up on the bima for our candle lighting, our Shabbat candle lighting.
Come on over here, guys. Come on up here.
You guys all go up there.
A little bit. Come a little closer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. We're going to ask our fourth graders to stay up here. Parents, thank you so much. You can take a seat. If there are any other kids here who want to come join us for the Kiddush, if you're a kid and you want to come stand on the bima with us and sing the Kiddush, please feel free. Yeah, you can stay. Please feel free to come up now.
Hi, come on over here. Get over here.
Everybody feel good? You ready?
Hold on. Hold on.
We could have found it. We got it.
Yes,
Got to
we
make
do.
it official.
Yes, we do. In Judaism, we have to make everything kosher and real, beautiful.
1, 2, 3. Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai.
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav. V'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho. V'hava uratzon. Hihilanu. Zikaron lama'aseh Bereshit. Kihu Yom Tehillah Lemikrai Kodesh Zeher Litzat Mitzrayim Kivanu Beharta Vertanu Kidashta Mikol Halim V'Shabbat Kodesh Ve'ahavanu Ratzah Hinotanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim, that was wonderful. We're so proud of all of you, and we can hear that you're learning so much in Hebrew school. So thank you, Jay, and all of your incredible teachers. All right, and parents, and grandparents, and family. You guys can come take a seat. Go sit down. Thanks, guys. That was great. Thank you. Thanks. We turn to page 138 for L'chadodi, our Shabbat song of celebration and joy.
Lecha dodi likrat hala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat hala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad Hishmiyanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'likila L'cha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela L'cha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha Ki makor habracha Merosh miketem nesucha Sof na'aseh b'machashavat tefila Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'orech umi ori, uri, shir daveri, kivod Adonai alayach bigla lecha dodi likrat kala. Checking. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise as we face the entrance and we symbolically welcome our Sabbath bride. Oh, shalom, hateret bala, gam b'simcha u'tohola, toch emuneh am sigula. Boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
If you're feeling some extra sense of peace this Shabbat, it could be in part because this next prayer, Sholom Aleichem, imagines that every Shabbat we each have an extra pair of angels that come to our house and bless our houses and our homes with extra protection on Shabbat. So I hope we can feel that warmth and light and protection as we sing Shalom Aleichem. Please be seated.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Mila Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Please rise and turn to page 146 for our Baruch Hu.
Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach Le'olam Ha'elu.
We get really quiet as we remember that one of the best ways of praying is learning how to listen. On page 152 for Shema.
Hear, O Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Hear, O Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Hear, O Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
Yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham v'shitecha b'beitecha ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So tonight I want to share one of my very favorite Hanukkah stories that was ever written. And I'll tell you that it wasn't written so long ago by Richard and Tanya Simon and illustrated by Mark Siegel. And I'll share with you this special story, but I'm going to be starting back here. So it'll take me just a minute as I come back here. And so I know that we want you to be able to turn yourself just for a moment back here as I make my way off Broadway Avenue, because the story that I want to tell is a story of Oscar and the 8 blessings for Hanukkah. So Oscar was born a long time ago, and he believed with his whole family that things were really good and that life was good. Even when life was hard, life was good. And then in 1938, after Kristallnacht, after the night of the broken glass, he had to rethink things because his father and his mother put him on a ship to come to America. And as they did, his father said to him these 2 things. He said that, Oscar, even when things are very hard, know that people can be very good. And also, you always have to look for blessings. So he came all the way across the ocean, and he arrived in New York City. And when he arrived in New York City, he knew that all he had in his pocket was a picture of someone he did not know. It was a picture of his Aunt Esther, his father's sister, and he knew that he had to find her this day. He knew that he had to find her just after sunset because it was the 7th night of Hanukkah, which also coincided with Christmas Eve that year. He knew that in order to be able to get to her house, he had to walk 100 blocks all the way up Broadway Avenue. And he knew that he had to go quickly or else he might not get there in time. He was hungry and he was cold and he was tired, but it was time for him to begin this journey. And so he began his way up Broadway Avenue that stretched out before him like a river. He felt so small and the city seemed so big. And he saw just before him someone sitting and feeding the pigeons some stale bread. And she gave Oscar a little stale roll for him to be able to feed the pigeons. But he was so hungry, he couldn't help himself. And he took it just into his mouth. And she could see that he was very hungry. So she reached into her pocket and she grabbed out a little loaf of bread. It was still warm and steaming. And as he ate it, he felt a little bit more warm. And he could tell that things were better. And so he kept on his journey. He had enough strength to go on. And as he continued to go on, he got all the way to a newsstand that was filled with comic books. Oh my gosh, he'd never seen something like this. And so he looked at it and he grabbed it. Around the World in 80 Days. Well, gosh, it felt like here somebody might understand his own journey. And so then the comic book man put out his hand for Oscar to pay for the comic book. But Oscar didn't have any money, so he put it back onto the rack. And then the man called him back and said, "Hey, it's on me. Merry Christmas." And Oscar remembered what his father said. People can be good. Look for the blessings. Oh, and he felt himself blessed in those moments. Well, he kept walking up Broadway Avenue, and when he did, he heard some people just singing in the alleyway, and one started to whistle a tune to him. And Oscar whistled the tune right back, and it was light and fluffy, like the snow that was coming down. And this was his first conversation that he had in his new city, and he felt so blessed. Look for the blessings. And so he did as he continued on. And all of a sudden, he felt himself hit by a snowball. And he realized that there were all these kids who were playing in a snowball fight. One hit him. And so just as he was about to bend down, he saw that one of the kids had slipped and he caught him. He just caught him right before he fell on the ground. And so the kids started to laugh and Oscar started to laugh too. And then the kid looked down and saw that Oscar's hands looked so cold. So he took his mittens off of his own hand and he gave them to Oscar. And Oscar put them on and he felt their warmth. And Oscar had something to give to that kid too. And so in that way, then he felt himself blessed. He noticed the good, but he also noticed the time and he felt like he had to run along. And as he was going up, down, oh my gosh, there was a police person there who said, "Hey, get out of the way. Mrs. Roosevelt is passing on." Mrs. Roosevelt, could you believe it? He couldn't believe it. There he was. Mrs. Roosevelt, Eleanor Roosevelt himself. And she said, "Oh, Tom, let him pass through. He's just a kid." Oh, he felt himself blessed indeed. And so he kept on going, looking to make sure that his aunt hadn't started Hanukkah without him. And so he ran a little further and then he slipped down and he fell down. And someone reached out their hand and helped to lift him right up. And again, he felt himself blessed. Oh, he was almost home, almost to his new home, when he heard a nigun. And it was so familiar, it sounded like home. And he looked and he saw, and the woman looked at him and she saw him and she said, "Benjamin? Well, that's not my name. That's my father's name." And all of a sudden he was remembering Papa and home and he felt so blessed. And he said to his aunt, "I'm not Benjamin, it's me." And she whispered, "Oscar." And he knew he was home, just in time for Hanukkah. Can you guys tell me, did anybody else count the blessings? 8 blessings. Did anybody here count the blessings? Could anybody here try to tell me how many blessings you heard, which blessings you heard? We heard the blessing where he came and he got the bread. That's one. What other blessings did you hear? Yeah. The comic book, 2. Yeah.
And they could give him a glove.
The gloves, 3. Anybody else? Yeah. The tune, 4. What else did you hear? Yeah. Oh, his dad telling him about his aunt, 5, or his aunt even seeing him, and then he was remembering his dad. When someone helped him off the ground, 6. Anybody else? Yeah.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
When he saw Eleanor Roosevelt, 7. Anybody else catch any last blessing? When he got to give his comic book. Everyone has something to receive in blessing, and everyone has things to give in blessings. And that's really the way in which we keep these lights lit and the way that we welcome people, and the way that we celebrate Hanukkah full of beautiful blessings today and from ages past. Page 669.
Ma'otzor Yeshuati L'chana el Shabeach Tikon Beit Tefilati V'sham Tonan Nizabeach Yetachin Matbeah Mitzor HaMnabeach Azegmor Bashir Mizmor Chanukat HaMizbeach. Pick your register. Azegmor Bashir Mizmor Chanukat HaMizbeach. One English verse. Rock of ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amidst the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. And your word broke their sword when our strength failed.
Page 158, we sing our song of miracles of redemption, Mi Chamocha.
You know this now. Mi chamocha, ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha, dayar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot, o sefer. Torah tehilot, o sefer. Torah tehilot, o sefer.
I can imagine how Oscar felt that first night in New York City, going to bed in a warm bed for the first time throughout a long journey, as he was able to just feel himself surrounded by a sukkah of peace, a shelter of peace. I can imagine maybe he sang these words of Hashkivenu. We find those words on page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings. Shelter us beneath your wings. O Adonai, guard us from all harmful things. O Adonai, keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning sight. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 תעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
As we turn tonight to page 164 for our tefillah, our central prayer, we'll find that there are some special Hanukkah inserts that we're going to sing with much fun, gusto, and gratitude.
And in different registers too. That's what the Hanukkah music does to me.
Page 164, please rise.
Anananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sifatai Tifta, Ananananana Ufi Agid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sifatai Tifta, Ananananana Ufi Agid Ufi Agid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sifatai Tifta, Ananananana Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu b'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Hasei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Lifnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham v'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Atah v'Hamoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Morir HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechaye Hakol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Nishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Mimid, Umechaya, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'nemanata Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kedoshim B'chol Yom Yahallelu Chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Could it be time to sing about some miracles?
Oh yeah, I think it's page 556. 556, that's for all of us. At the very top here, we thank you for the miracles, for redemption. Al hanisim ve'al haporkan ve'al hakura ve'al hashua ve'al milchamot sha'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh. Al hanisim ve'al haporkan ve'al hakura ve'al hashua ve'al milchamot sha'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh. Al hanisim ve'al haporkan ve'al hakurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot sha'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh. Al hanisim ve'al haporkan ve'al hakurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot sha'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh. Bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh.
As we continue in just a moment in silent prayer, we rededicate ourselves to living lives of soulfulness, of compassion toward peace. As Alden Salovey wrote, this is the season of dedication, of dedicating our moments and our lives, of dedicating our hope and our strength to live by this world and God's word. This is the season of dedication to strength and honor, righteousness and duty. This is the season that calls forth miracles, that summons the light of holiness, the season that reminds us to rebuild and restore in God's holy name. We continue now silently, and when you're finished with your own personal prayer, please be seated.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, oh, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, oh, hey yo, hey yo, Ojabo Shalom Aleinu, Ojabo Shalom Aleinu, Ojabo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam, Salam Aleinu ve'al Kol Ha'olam, Salam, Salam, Salam Aleinu ve'al Kol Ha'olam, Salam, Salam. Try this. Soon there will be peace among us. We just keep singing it forever and ever until it happens.
But in Cancer, what do we do with our hands when we get this? Like, what is that
We
about?
just kind of like toss it all up, like we let it all go. Jeff knows this move very well. Whenever you don't know what to do with choreography, you look over at Jeff. We go, oh. So let's say, soon there will be peace among us. Soon there will be peace among us. Soon there will be peace among us. Peace for us all. One more time. Soon there will be peace among us. Soon there will be peace. Soon there will be peace among us. Peace for us all. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, oh, hey yo, hey yo, oh, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, oh, hey yo, hey yo.
This is the season of healing. It's also the season of dedication. Sorry, this is the season of dedication, and it's also the season of healing. And so I wanted to share some other words. That this is the season of healing our hearts and souls, of healing the moments we share with each other and the moments we share with ourselves. This is the season of healing, the season of grief turning to wonder, of loss turning to hope, of darkness transforming in light. And so as we think of those who are in need of healing, in need of light, in need of strength, a cessation from suffering. We think of them and we share their names. And I know that we turn to page 371. We hold them in our hearts, and there are those whose names have been shared that Rabbi Singer is going to share with us.
B. Davis, Lori Barish, Dennis Tosi, Howard Nagelberg, Bart Barish, Sarah Golub, Ann Koppensteiner, Janine, Dennis, Caleb, Natasha Stoller, Taryn Vaughn, Cheryl Tanita, Dee Dee Cohen, Avner Drucker, Esther DeCarker, Lee Schlesinger, Greg Sultan, Tammy Mormino, Ruth Oppler, Barbara and David Sussman, Don Sable, Jim Clemens, Pam Zolnay, Nina Silverstein, Louise Venegas, John McDonald, Fred Danhauser, Greg Sessler, Marjorie Hilliard, Susan Levine, Chuck Abrams, Marcy Levine, Eric Levin, Ellen and Elva Manteau, Jen Garibaldi, Jonathan Spitz, Elaine Baddock, Javier Escalante, Ed Chevra, Hilary Marco, Sharon Schwartz, Rick Marco, Marianne, Rick and Greg, Jeanette Ponder, the Marciotto family, Jennifer Hunter, Lael Lubing, Marion Kramer, Tom Spriggs, Flo Bernberg, Carol O'Neill, Sherry Silver, Anna Sikorsky, Lori Dietz, Debbie Willage, Bob Beecher, Angelina and her family, Thelma Spill, Mark Gottolf, Marcella Wilson and family, Luba and Costa Rosetsky, Justo Gonzalez Jr., Carlos Tabares, Daniel Weinzerl, Louise Chapman, Anthony Barnes, Mary Spriggs, Jim Hardy, Max Cohn, Leanne Edwards, Winifred Halsey, Joan Stockoff, Hildy Leibowitz, Heidi Habs, and Gordon Campbell.
And we add to those names those whom we are thinking of who are in need of healing. We start over on this part of the sanctuary. You want to add a name. We hold them in our hearts as we sing these words in the middle of the page.
Mishaberoch Avotenu Makor Havracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say, just you. With renewal of the renewal of fear, and let us say,
Well, it's wonderful to think of those things that are coming up in this week ahead. And in fact, there are some really wonderful things happening not only tonight, but tomorrow night.
May I mention
as well.
first?
Well, you know what? Yes.
Or would you rather talk about me?
I would always love to talk about you. I love to sing your praises.
Yeah, then maybe I want to listen to you sing my praises.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, yeah, so take the first one.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay.
So tomorrow night, it's our turn.
Yay!
Yes, anyone who's part of IoT, I think the tagline used to be empty nesters and never nesters, but somebody here could tell me a better way of being able to explain this extraordinary group. The cancer actually has a great way of explaining how wonderful they are.
They're the most fun group in our entire temple because they don't care anymore and they just do whatever they want. And they just drink and party at every event. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's just say it like
A
let's
lot
call
of
it.
times they
Just own it.
Right. And when we say drink, we're talking about grape juice.
Yes, of course.
So tomorrow night
V8.
at 7:30, it's time for It's Our Turn's annual Hanukkah party once again. So if you are part of the IoT community or would like to be after you hear that ringing endorsement, then join us for an evening of songs and snacks and schmooze, and of course, a dreidel competition. So Cantor Ben David is going to start off the evening with Havdalah and songs, and then we'll move into other holiday activities. If you would like to register for this and find out where is this happening, then you'll go on to our website and you'll find out all the information.
Thank
you can
you.
hardly wait to see you there. Well, yes, Rabbi Singer, would you please just join us all the way? Or you can stay there.
Either way.
We always love seeing you anywhere.
Great. So on Sunday at 9:30 a.m., there is an opportunity to meet the incredible president of our temple, Sherry Weil. She's a very, very nice person and an extraordinary leader. And she's going to be leading a conversation on our community's strategic visioning plan. So if you want to learn more about her and learn about the vision for the next years of this community and just get to know her as a person, please join us on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. on Zoom.
And this was the incredible idea of John Steiner, who is our chair of adult education. Thank you so much, John. We're really looking forward to having that discussion. Look at you, got a spontaneous applause up here. This is great. By the way, that means that you also did not get spontaneous applause from anyone else here, but who knows about our friends online? Of course you did that. Jane for sure did. So we also want to let you know that at 11 o'clock on Sunday, we're going to be hearing about the image of Israel in pop culture with Ted Merwin, who is extraordinary. He's the author of Pastrami on Rye, an overstuffed history of the Jewish deli. Was anybody here last year for that incredible lecture by him? Yes, it was enjoyed by all who were part of it. So we're going to get him back at 11 o'clock on Sunday to be able to tell us and give us all these extraordinary examples of how Israel is portrayed in popular culture. It should be so much fun, so interesting, very thought-provoking, all happening at 11 o'clock online. You can just go to our website to find out how to register.
And on Monday night, December 6th at 7 p.m., I'm looking at this description of what's happening. It's film night. But what I love about this description is that it doesn't tell me the name of the movie. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the description to you. And if you know what I'm talking about, you yell out the movie. Here we go. A writer believes the key to solving his many troubles with the opposite sex can be found by retracing the steps of his youth. Science fiction scribe John Henderson, played by Albert Brooks, that's a good hint, can't find a solid relationship. So he moves back in with his mother, Beatrice, played by Debbie Reynolds. I mean, this is it, guys, don't miss this. John means well, and he seems to genuinely believe that a better understanding of his mom will lead to dating. But when they begin to bicker, both start rethinking the arrangement. Does anybody know what movie we're talking about? Say it again. Is it called Mother?
Is it called Mother? Do we have it going
Jay, is it called Mother?
Mother. Rachel,
God.
you get a prize.
Woo! Thank you.
We have wonderful prizes, not only for you, but because of that incredible answer. I know you said enough sufganiyot for everyone. Everyone who's here tonight, we're going to have a little oneg to go. We're going to have first schmoozing before you go. So feel free to join us. Let's schmooze for a bit after services. Rabbi Singer is going to be joining all of us online to be able to schmooze, tell jokes, maybe sing some Hanukkah songs. And then she might even have time to join us all in Betty Port Hall afterward to be able then to greet all of us. And then we'll have some sufganiyot, some of those great Hanukkah donuts to be able to go and to enjoy at your home. And I'll also just say that we hope that some of you will not be satisfied with just having one service tonight. But
Yeah.
on this night of Hanukkah miracles, we have two services. So anyone who would like to join us for an Or Chadash service at 7:45 this evening, join us online. You should have gotten that link in your announcement for tonight. Did we forget anything?
That's a lot.
Did we share too much? Did we overshare?
We always overshare.
So we'll turn now to page 586, to the bottom of that page, as we find there the words of Aleinu, please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekirula le'otzer breishi, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishmachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol ha'onam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
And of course, as we reach the end of our service, we see that the Hanukkah, that these candles have already burned out. And yet we also see that the light of Hanukkah is alive right here, all around. And so I'll say that just as there are people whom we loved who brought such light to our lives when they walked on this earth, well, their light lives on through all of us. And we make sure that that stays lit, that light, that love, that holiness, for as long as we live. We tell their stories, we see their legacy. And so on this Shabbat, we remember those who recently passed from this earth. We remember Raymond Gork, Geraldine Templin, Ida Oring Lessman, Carrie Bade, Richard Samuels, Elaine Barson, and Melvin Potash. We also remember those whose yard site, whose anniversary of their death we mark on this Shabbat. S. Richard Brown, Elise Levin Casey, Betty Donahue, Edward Ducey, Rose Fivish Farsh, Marion Royblatt Farsh, Nathan Feinstein, Barnett Fisher, Albert B. Friedman, Martin Purer, Paul Norman Gould, Melvin Gutman, Gertrude Carnes, Helen Miller Klein, Theodore Coleman, Paul Krulwich, Fanny Malmud, Jerry Maurer, Dr. Robert Nathan Mayer, Ernst Mendels, Leona Merker, Ernest Mickelson, Ada Perlin, Herb Pomerantz, Mendel Rochfeld, Seymour Rosen, Leonard Rubenstein, Marvin Joel Salas, Patty Sandler, Jack Shepard, Melissa Sherman, Harry Sherman, Morton Smoller, Norman Sugarman, Clayton Weil, Monty Weingarten, and Tony Wolf. There are others you are remembering on the Shabbat. We invite you to say their names.
We add to those names Ginny Mancini, Stephen Joshua Sondheim, Perry Kaminsky, Irving Newman, Donald Fife, Michael Cooper, Harry Sherman, Zvi Hirsch Ben Benjamin Vichaya, Edward Richard Farber, Sherry Kamiko Goodman, Howard V. Hahn, and Sandra Goincher.
We turn now to page 598 for Kadishia Tom, the mourner's Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'alma livrach hirutei v'yamlit malchutei. V'chayacho v'yomechon, u'v'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman karib v'imru. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'tromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei Grisha. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Ta'amiran v'yalma v'yimru. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yimru. Oseh shalom imromav. V'yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yimru. Oseh shalom imromav. Uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
Well, we have our extraordinary director of lifelong learning, and I also see one of our extraordinary teachers who's with us this night. Nia, it's wonderful to see you, and Shabbat Shalom. And thank you. Thank you for all that you give to our children and truly to all of us through your incredible teaching. We adore you and we respect you. Thank you so much.
And can I add that usually our dear Mingkyu Shin, who is our pianist and our musician galore, her husband, Misha Zuko, is here tonight, and we're very, very grateful. You added a lot. It's a real family affair with you two.
I mean, don't you also love that our other musicians?
They're married too. Yeah, it's disgustingly cute, and we love you.
And just as excited as we are to have you with us this evening, I'll also say Cornelius Scruggs is our Renaissance man on the staff of Temple Sholom who can do just about everything. And so it's wonderful that you are actually working sound tonight, Dominique. We are so grateful that you are in there working the camera and your magic there. We're grateful. Who's working online tonight? Is that Stacy? Stacy
Yeah,
Charnay.
Stacy Charnay.
And thank you to Allison Barker for being with us this evening. And now, without further ado, we just had to build up the excitement because we have our Director of Lifelong Learning, Jay Rappaport, on piano, everybody.
I thought maybe the fourth graders could come on maybe up or over here if you want to sing along. We're going to do a little light one candle. So I think you know the chorus pretty well and you could help us out. Light one candle for the Maccabee children with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. And light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. What's the memory that's valued so highly that we keep alive in that flame? And what's the commitment to those who have died when they cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far always believing that justice would somehow prevail. This is the burden and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Nice. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. They sound really good over here. Can you face that way so they can really hear you? Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you to our fourth grade families. Thank you to everyone. Shabbat Shalom and happy Hanukkah.